What's up, everybody? It's Tanya Smith here with Stream Like a Boss TV, and this is a special edition Fresh Trends Friday. I haven't done a Fresh Trends Friday before, but there was just so much going on in the world of content marketing this past week, I could not pass up an opportunity to get you up to speed. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening, y'all. Goodness, I have a series of at least, I think, 4 different points that I wanted to make sure to bring up today. So if you're watching, it's the end of the week, it's the end of, if you're working a full-time job, it's hopefully the weekend is here, and it's a long weekend if you're here in the United States because we have Memorial Day holiday coming up. We do need to talk about that too because there might be some good deals. I need to check around and see what's up. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yes, we're going to talk about that, tech troublemaker. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But before we do, I want to give some folks a few seconds to get on in here because you've gotten the alert now, hopefully. And so you're heading on your way to the live stream so we can talk about this stuff. I've got 4 things that I mentioned in the description. Let me see what the 4 things are. Eek! Canva. We're going to break down this whole Canva launch because I was just like, wow, this is a masterclass just watching this thing in action. We're going to talk about Facebook Live updates. We're going to talk about a TikTok incident that I just want to give you a heads up on. And then we're going to talk about ChatGPT 4.0. And I'm going to try to do a little bit of a demo from my iPhone. We'll see if we can get that to work so that you can just be as impressed as I am and also a little scared. So let's do that on the other side of this video. All right, I'll see you in just a second. And as usual, get your notepad and your pen, but also bring your questions in your chat because this is Friday and we're just hanging out. Okay, see you in a second. All right, when I said second, I really meant second. Let's talk a little bit about what is up. So first of all, let me say what's up to Roy in the house. So Roy just gave you a quick sneak peek into something that you need to do if you watched the Canva event, the Canva Create event this week, which, by the way, I did not get a chance to watch live. What I will tell you is that that it was just intriguing. I've been doing something lately. I don't know if you do this. You probably do too as a marketer, but I enjoy these days watching people launch, watching people create, and just kind of studying the process. And so I really paid attention to the process by which Canva released their Canva Create event, which was really different from a couple of other ones that I'll try to compare it to. And I want to get your thoughts on it too. But there's some points that I pulled out about it that I think are really intriguing, and they would be lessons for us in marketing. That's the way I feel anyway. What's up? I see some folks in the house, so let me pull up some comments. I'm going to pull up Roy's comment in a second because I don't want you all to miss out. Great way to end the week. Of course, Dan. I love it. And yeah, Canva was trying to take over. They were taking over a lot of stuff. They were doing a lot. They were doing the most, but in a good way. Hey, Marie. Marie in the house. I love it. Okay, look. So I'm going to share with y'all some thoughts about this whole Canva Create thing. So yesterday was May 23rd. Today is May 24th. So this all happened yesterday. And I will pull up Roy's comment in just a minute because I do want you to make sure, if you haven't already, I want you to make sure you go ahead and click and get the secret upgrade through their portal, which was part of what I wanted to mention. So there's a couple of things that I think are really, really exciting about how they did this thing. I see Marcia Baker there as well. Good to see you. Okay, so there are some points that I put together, and let me tell y'all how I did this. I'm going to give you this too. This is a little tip. If you're using Cast Magic, now if you're not using Cast Magic, you should be. And if you need the link to that, I will definitely share that link with you. But Cast Magic is a winning tool for me all day, every day. So because I had this brain storm this morning, like, ooh, I need to get online. I can't just write an email about this stuff. We need to talk about this in the live stream. I got into my Cast Magic app, and this is going to lead into something that we're talking about with the whole ChatGPT 4.0 thing too. But I got into Cast Magic on my mobile app, and I just started spitting out the things that I wanted to make sure to cover in this live stream because I hadn't written notes yet. So then I was able to go into Cast Magic and organize the notes into an outline that I can use for today. How cool is that? That's crazy. Okay, so I'm using that outline right now. And Canva launch. Here's a couple of things I wanted to mention about the Canva launch. Now, for those of you who have Canva Premium, or even if you don't, if you have Canva at all, you've been using it, you're a free user, a lot of us use it. Now, there are other graphic design tools, I get it, and I often hear that whole debate about, well, Canva's not a true graphic designer tool, but I'm telling you, it has so many features to it that you're really missing out if you're ignoring it and not using it. And so I have had a premium account for a long time with Canva, and I did receive, all the emails over the last couple of weeks. It may have even been more than just a month. It may have been a few months. I don't know. But I know that it was enough to where I want you to take these takeaways, okay? These takeaways are what I want you to get from this. And so this is number one. We're going to do the Canva Create Launch breakdown. So everything that I share with you that I pulled out of this launch for my own notes, I think we can do as marketers. We need to think about how do we integrate these things into our own launches, which I have always sucked at, by the way. Let me just be honest. If you're great at launching, I want you to type a 1 in the comments. And if you're like me and you're kind of like still trying to make yourself do it properly, put in a 2. Okay, so one of the first things that they did is that they sent out early emails. So they made sure that everyone on their list, whether you're free or paid, whether you're new to the system or you were tenured in their system, they sent out email notifications making sure everybody knew about this Canva Create event. That's one. The other thing that they did is every single time, thank you, Tanya, thank you, Scott, for telling me, yes, because I'm feeling the 2 vibe myself. That's me. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, both of those are my favorite tools. Okay, so the one thing is the emails. The second thing I wrote down was they made the best use of their website properties. Okay, so even if you didn't get the email, anytime you went in to go and use your Canva account, you were getting a pop-up. And the pop-up was like, hey, don't forget Canva Create. Have you signed up yet? So it was giving you this reminder constantly, and it was showing up all the time. So no matter what you were doing, you're going to see this Canva Create thing. I think they might have had Facebook ads too. I'm not completely 100% sure on that, but that could be a part of your launch as well. So the emails ahead of time, sequentially, right? Like making sure they're repetitive with it. Then the notifications and the alerts, repetitive. Everywhere you go, you're like, oh, yeah, I guess I need to sign up for that thing. The third thing, they made it super easy for you to sign up. So you didn't have to go through a whole lot of rigmarole. You could literally just sign the heck up. You're just going in and you're putting your name and your email, and that's it. Keep that in mind when you're creating forms, landing pages, all those things to ask people to sign up. The less information you're asking for, the more likely they will sign up. Okay? So if I recall correctly, they just asked you for it may have been your first name and your email. Okay? The next thing I noticed, besides building awareness with pop-ups and alerts everywhere and emails, they they had a countdown timer. Okay? Countdown timers are great elements for you to have in place because it generates this sense of urgency. So if you're doing launches, if you're doing, awareness building for an event, for something that's coming up, having countdown timers in play is going to be really important. So one of the things, for instance, when I do this right, One of the things that I'll do is I use something called mailtimer.io. There's other countdown timers out there. That's the one I use. And Mailtimer allows you to create countdown clocks that you can use on your email. You can use it on your website. So you can use it in multiple places because it's just an embedded HTML code. Okay. So creating something that's leading people to a sense of urgency, like, oh, the time is about to run out. So they use the urgency thing. So we got alerts, notifications, well in advance, all the way up to the event. They promoted on the event. Get this. This is what I was really paying attention to when I watched the replay. During the event, what are some things that you noticed? I want you to put in the chat, if you saw the Canva Create event, what did you notice about their overall presentation? And I'll give you a couple of things that I noticed. I noticed that they talked about a message. There was a mission-centered message. And it ran throughout the entire presentation. They talked about the fact that we're a new breed of creators, a new breed of business owners. They talked about the fact that we're moving into this visually content-driven society. They talked about change, and they talked about, they made us feel like we're part of this community and this new thing that's happening in the culture. And that was something they repetitively kept going back to throughout the entire event. Now, if you didn't catch some of these things, I want you to go back and watch it to see if you're catching the things that I'm saying. But this is me kind of observing and taking notes and thinking about it after the fact. The other thing I noticed about them, yeah, Scott, you said it too. This is one of the things I wrote down. They made it fun. If their brand is about creativity, color, visual expression, they were able to take that brand, that persona that you think of when you think of Canva and you go out there and you see all these colors, and they integrated it into everything they did, including the outfits that they had. They talked about what they did in preparation, and one of the things they talked about is making sure everybody had on these bright, solid colors. You didn't notice, I don't think I noticed any patterns, but they were all colors that kind of complemented each other. So they were well branded throughout the entire event. And they told a story. They told a story by walking us through different levels of the floor, right? So it was like you were in this building with them and you were going from floor to floor and you were learning about the different tools and features that were going to be introduced as they went to each floor. It was crazy. I'm like, wow, these people are genius. And they made it super entertaining, which oftentimes we don't do. I get it. I'm the same way because I'm so cerebral at times. I hear that a lot, that I forget about making things fun. But the more fun you can create, the more you can really connect to people in this way where it's memorable, right? And it's exciting for them to learn and to hear from you. They also, besides the visuals, the storytelling, all the things that I'm mentioning, they emphasize that whole shift, towards us being visually creative. And they did something that I absolutely love and adore and will be doing moving forward with my own brand. And that is, they talked about charitable giving. So they pulled on our heartstrings. They pulled on our heartstrings and they said, here's a couple of things we're going to be doing. We're going to donate to these charities that are connected to the mission and the vision that we have for our company. And we're also going to offer, right, free access to educators, free access to nonprofits. So they touched on all of the things. I talk a lot about the 5 E's when it comes to social content. I'm going to try to see if I can remember them. Yes, it was very bright and sparkly, Tanya. I agree. Super fun. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, So I talk about 5 E's. Scott knows what I'm getting ready to say. So help me remember if I don't get them all. Good afternoon, D. Good to see you. Okay. One of the things that they did, here's the 5. When you're delivering social content, I always talk about doing it with purpose and intention. So you're either educating, you're elevating your brand, you're entertaining, you're engaging with questions, and you are, let's see, engagement, elevating your brand, educating, entertaining, empathizing, right? And I can't remember what the 5th E is, but I'll remember in a second. But all of the things were checked off. All the boxes were checked off. Think about it. They were educating people about this whole new community and purpose. They were engaging us with the energy level that they had. They were entertaining us with the dance and the rap and all those other things. They were elevating their brand and getting you excited about, the upgrades that they're putting forth. And they even did something that was super exciting, which I'm going to pull this up. Exactly, right? Educate the people. D, what? Here's what they did, and I'm going to put this up because Royce put it up. He was the first person that commented, so I want to put it back up. They said, hey, the first 1,000,000 people will get access to an upgrade, a feature early if you go and you take this action. So they even helped us to have another sense of purpose and urgency besides the countdown timers and all the other things that I was talking about. This FOMO thing, the fear of missing out. Like, so all day today I've been seeing people buzzing about, oh my God, go and make sure you do this. And so even in our community, in Stream Bosses Academy community, in Messenger, we're trying to make sure everybody in there, follow the instructions. So let me pop that up one more time. So what you're going to do if you're in your Canva account is you're going to go to the Home tab, okay? I missed this part at first. That's why I'm telling you. Let me see if I can pull it up so that you can see it, okay, y'all? You're going to go to the Home tab first, and then you're going to see something that says For You. And they gave us specific instructions, and this was probably about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way into the presentation, which I thought was genius. I'm like, oh, you're making sure people watch to the end. That's crazy, right? They're doing all the things, checking off all the boxes. Hicks, giving out all the secrets. Look, only to the people that are watching me, and it ain't a whole lot of people just yet. Y'all are family. So if you're watching this video, you getting the secrets because you're here. But guess what? If you haven't gotten the secret yet, you probably are seeing it in many of your Facebook groups and everywhere else. That's why I was like, let me come on out here and tell folks. Because first thing this morning at 4:00 this morning, I saw the messenger message from somebody in my community, and they were trying to make sure we all woke up with it. Like, go. So when you go, let me find it, and I can't see it anymore on mine, I'll tell you that. So I'm just going to show you exactly where you need to go. And what I encourage you to do literally is to go watch the Canva presentation. So if you have an account in Canva, you're going to see that there is a replay there and you can get more details. But let me show you this real quick. Hold on. All right. So in here, this is what I don't want you to miss because I missed it. Right here where it says home, right there. Yeah, once you activate it, the For You disappears. And Marie says there were up to around 200,000 a few hours ago. Yeah. I don't know. There's going to be probably a whole lot more by the end of today because I've been seeing it everywhere. Okay, so where you're going to go, folks, is you will go to this home button at the top right here. Okay, you're going to click on that, and you need to follow the instructions that they gave us inside of the Canva video. So if you're inside of your Canva account, you'll see watch it again, and about 2/3 of the way in, they're going to give you some specific instructions to follow. And I encourage you to watch it because I really want you to kind of hone in on the things that we're talking about right now. What I'm telling you is This was truly a master class. I watched this thing and I was just like in awe, like, wow, they are including all the elements in this event. Now, contrast this. I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to say it because everybody knows. There was an event that was, I'm not going to even say similar, but there was a rollout of some features to a platform called ClickUp. And for those of you who are old heads in the ClickUp space, you know, we sat there and we watched the presentation and it was okay. I mean, I think they were trying to do something like we're seeing right now with the Canva thing. But one thing they didn't do, there's several things they didn't do, but here's something that I think Canva did that was genius. Canva not only gave you access immediately after the event by way of this portal to some of the features that they were talking about, but they told you there's more to come. What ClickUp did is they hosted this event a few years back. They talked about their features and they were trying to make it like, wow, you know, they had singers and stuff like that too. And when they came on stage, they talked about all these features that were coming, but then those things never came. They came like 2 years later. So the contrast is if you as a marketer are making an announcement and you're telling people about something that's coming, give folks a teaser, like give them a bite of what it is you say is coming so that they are satisfied and fulfilled and they feel like, oh, this was purposeful. The fact that I sat here and watched your hour-long video or presentation or whatever, that was purposeful. And now I'm looking forward to the rest of what's coming. So Canva not only introduced us to these features, but then they said, and here's a way for you to get access now to some of them, and then there's more to come. Genius. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah. Look, Marie, I know. Oops. And it's shrinking on me, but I see what you're saying. She said, I'll admit, though, despite all their marketing, I didn't tune in until I saw a community talking about the opt-in. Yeah, we were talking, but so many people were talking. So Scott is talking about the ClickUp adventure. I think they tried to do what Canva did, but it just didn't work. And it didn't work because they did not have all the elements that we're talking about right now. And most importantly, they didn't follow through. They followed through years later, and then it was partially the things that they said they were going to do, and people were frustrated by then. So with Canva, it's such an example of delivering on the promise that you're making. Just, I mean, it sounds simple, but sometimes companies don't do that. So I love it. Yes, Portia Michelle, what's up, girl? I'm going to watch this. Thank you for walking us through it. Yes, please go watch it because I love it. I think that it was just beautiful to see, and it was it was just like watching a masterclass, like I said. So absolutely go watch it and see if you can jot down things that you can see yourself, including in your own launches. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but I loved that they did what they did, and I just had to point out the beauty of it and some of the things that I saw that I thought were they were really things that we need to leverage in our own businesses. If we're thinking strategically about how we're marketing and launching, that was one to watch. Okay. And the message, the most important thing, honestly, I'm going to say this and then I'll move on to the next thing because I need to give you three more updates. The beauty in it is that they, again, had that central message at the core of everything. That central message that was uniting all of us as viewers, being part of the same community of folks who see that visual creator economy is here, right? And that we are making a positive impact through our content, which I say all the time, but that message resonated with me and probably with a lot of you as well, because I know a lot of you who are in the chat. Okay, let's go to the next one. So the next thing I wanted to point out to you today is the Facebook Live update. So For those of you who are live streaming on Facebook, you need to know this. And what's funny is that there's a lot of, it seems like there's these changes that keep rolling out. And I won't say willy-nilly, but I'm going to say that are rolling out without a whole lot of warning. And then all of a sudden one day you'll roll up and it's like, oh, something's different, right? So the first thing you might remember this year that just got everybody all up in a, tizzy was the Facebook groups thing, where they said, okay, in a few months, and they at least gave us that heads up, that warning. In a few months, you won't be able to do Facebook group lives using third-party tools. You have to use the RTMP. You have to use our stuff, So that was number one. Well, here's another thing that's happened. It's come up recently, like within the past few days. So I'm going to pull up the actual article, and I will put the link in here, because here's something that I definitely want to encourage you to do. When you're hearing people talk about trends and news like I'm talking about right now, you want to know the source, okay? Because sometimes people are putting information out there that's not actually accurate. So I'm always going to look for the actual source of what are they saying. What's happened is they've restricted Facebook Lives to include certain criteria and categories. So I'm going to pull up the actual article so you can see this, because you need to know this. Now, most of you are probably already old school. You've been in Facebook for a while, so this won't matter. But you need to know it if you're working with clients or if you are new to Facebook Live. So this is the article, okay? And I'll make sure you have the link. It's talking about the 3 ways to broadcast live on Facebook. Sure, okay, fine. But then it's saying this little thing right here is new. You can go live from a page or profile and invite your friends and followers, blah, blah, blah. But then it says, boom, our policies for going live on Facebook are changing to align with industry standards to ensure live continues to be a helpful tool starting on June 10th. So that's in a few weeks from the recording of this video. Your account must meet these requirements before you can go live. It says your account must be at least 60 days old. Your page or professional profile must have at least 100 followers. And then it talks about to go live from a page, you need to have Facebook access or task access. And really all that's about is that, if you own the Facebook page, then you have Facebook access. If you are an admin for somebody's page, then you need to check into it. There's a link for each of these definitions so you can go deeper into that. But what I'm saying to you is that they've added more criteria. Now, is that the beginning of some more criteria? Who knows? Because they keep adding stuff. And I'm assuming that it's probably got to do with some of the privacy things that they've done or talked about and been facing, some of the answers that they have had to give to Congress, some of the other things that are going on just in the industry in general. And really, it's not a bad thing. So I don't want you freaking out, because most of you, if you're doing Facebook Lives, and this is similar to YouTube, right? Most of you have a certain number of followers already. Most of you have had at least a 60 days or older account. So this probably won't mess with you too much, but you need to be aware that that is in place. So let me put this here. Yeah, been going and sharing your Facebook. Okay. Yeah, it is clunky to share your and I don't know why this keeps cutting you off. Maybe I need to make that a little bigger. I'll try to do something with that, Marie. But yeah, that's not going to affect what you're doing with the whole group thing at all. So I wouldn't worry too much about that particular issue or what we just talked about for what you're doing. However, yeah, it is clunky to go live in Facebook groups now, because you do have to do the whole RTMP thing and workarounds, or you need to just use their native Facebook app, which is, I think, is really what they want you to do. I panicked when I saw this on Facebook. Thankfully, I'm more popular on Facebook than I thought. Yep, you probably have more than 100 followers, because many of you, as I recognize your names and your profiles, you've been here for a minute. So this is not going to affect you. But if you're brand new and you're thinking about doing live streams, you just need to know that one of the things you're going to have to focus on is creating interest in your post. And so you want to post high value content. You want to communicate and engage with people and start building your community, whether it's on your professional profile or on your Facebook page, so that you do have enough contacts to be able to do lives. Yes, Scott, absolutely you do. You've been doing this for a minute, so I'm not surprised at all. Let me see what your note says, Marie. So I'm still going to have to share the live into a group. I'll have to see if I can do that before I go live. I've been doing it while I'm live. Yeah, if you're doing it that way via a shared link, I would say give yourself, a few seconds, right? Like have a little countdown timer type of thing, 30 seconds to a minute, and give yourself a little bit of time so that it will. Here's the problem. It's still not necessarily alerting people the way that you want it to, but you can send a post and do the at everyone if your community is aware of that and they're good with that, and let folks know, hey, I'm going to be live and I'm sharing the link here. Otherwise, you want to use either the RTMP method, depending on the tool that you're using. And for you, Marie, I think you're using Restream. So I have an article link I can send to you about Restream if you need that in using RTMP. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, okay. So that Facebook Live update is not that big of a deal, but I do want you to know that that's out there in the world, because that's what people have been talking about. And some folks have been freaking out like, oh my God, what is it they're requiring us to do now? But really, it's going to be more important if you have a fairly new account. Now, that's a good thing, because think about people who are spammers and trolls, and they go out and create accounts simply for the purpose of creating chaos and disruption with their live streams. We don't really want to see those. And so I get that that's some measure of protection and defense, maybe, right? And that account needs to be at least 60 days in existence, and they need to have some followers and not just have 0 followers, create an account, and then put something crazy on Facebook Live that everybody has to then try to hurry up and tune out from. So I see the beauty in doing that, and I'm not mad about it. Not mad about that one. Okay, let's go to number 3. TikTok. Let me give y'all a really quick heads up on this. Okay, I see. Yeah, if you set up an event in the group, the live wouldn't connect with that. Nope, because they really are serious when they say, we want you to either do the workaround thing with the random, not the random, with the RTMP, or we want you to do what we want you to do by using our tool. That's what they're trying to get you to do. They are pretty similar. Dan, that's funny. So TikTok, heads up on this, because yesterday I was on this live with my friend, my brother, Doc Rock. He's from Ecamm Live. For those of you who know him, you know what I'm talking about. He'll get out there, and he is really genius when it comes to talking about gear and devices and all those things. And so he was doing this really fun, cool unboxing yesterday. He was unboxing all this cool stuff that he had gotten shipped to him. And as he was doing it, he was recording or broadcasting both on YouTube and on TikTok, but for the first time. And so in the process of him broadcasting on TikTok, apparently at some point during the live stream, either someone reported him, or maybe there's something in their algorithm or something in their tools over at TikTok that notified them that he was doing an unboxing and maybe selling. They were assuming that, although he was selling nothing. And what was happening is TikTok has its own store. So this is for you if you don't know it, because I wouldn't have known it had I not been on that live stream. They have their own store and they sell a bunch of stuff. So if you come on to their live stream and you look like or give the appearance that you also are selling something that is not from their store, what they did is they gave him a warning, and then they shut down or paused the stream for like 10 minutes. So the warning that popped up for him, he was reading it as it was popping up, and he said, oh, they're warning me and they're telling me that they're going to pause because I'm violating the terms of use or whatever it was. So I wanted to share that with you because I would not have known about that. But the appearance of you unboxing could give them the perception that you're selling something that is not from their shop. Therefore, you could get shut down. Now, personally, I haven't done a lot of TikTok lives. I've only done maybe one or two, and it wasn't even intentional. It was just me testing things out. But I did want to make sure you knew that just in case, so that you don't end up freaking out when that alert comes up. So apparently they just don't love the unboxing videos unless it's from the TikTok shop. Yes, okay, let me pop this up. Yeah, that is so dumb. It is so dumb. Confident. Hey, Virgo in the house. Me too. My daughters too. Great info. Thank you. Oh, I know. He didn't get suspended, but he did get he got put in the doghouse for 10 minutes on his live stream. And here's the thing. I agree, Roy, because just like Doc said, it's like, why are you shutting down? If your shop is so great and the content, or not even content, but the things that you share in your store are so awesome, why are you worried about competitors? Because your stuff is awesome. So why are you worried about shutting everybody down and policing everyone that could possibly be saying anything that happens to not be from your shop? Now, on the other hand, I get it, because they're a business and they're saying, this is our platform, and on our platform, this is what we want you to do, and we don't want you selling any other stuff. But they were wrong in that he was not selling anything. He was demonstrating something. And because he has a pretty significant following and people believe and trust in what he says, that could really serve to bring more people to their space. But they wouldn't know that because they shut it down. So, I mean, there's a couple of different sides to that whole thing. But the main point is I wanted you to be aware that that's a thing. Now, we don't know how long TikTok's going to be in the U.S., but if they are here in the U.S., and you're selling, or not even selling, but you're unboxing, know that that could be a thing. Now, the last and final thing I want to share with you is we're going to talk about ChatGPT 4.0. I want to talk about this, and I actually want to do a little short demo. And what was so much fun about this, there's a couple of things. Okay, so ChatGPT 4, and I'm saying the letter O, not 4.0. But what is interesting about it, and a lot of folks have talked about it, so you'll find a ton of YouTube videos, way more sophisticated than I am, and more educated and informed about AI than I am. I know a little, I know enough to be dangerous. I've created my own bot and all of that, yes. But what I have experienced, because I do have the premium plan. So I have a premium plan, not the Teams plan, but the $20 a month plan. And so one of the questions that people were asking is when 4.0 came out, because you can get 4.0 with the free version of ChatGPT on OpenAI site. What people were asking is, why am I paying the $20 if I got the fastest and the best model that they've released so far for free? So you do get access for free to 4.0, but there's a couple of things that will happen that you need to kind of consider before you go out and cancel your $20 a month plan. Let me see what my notes say. First of all, you could end up losing out. There was an article that I pulled up, and now I don't have it up. But you get restricted access, so there's only so much you can put in. So just like before, if you were one of the early adopters like I was, and we had the free ChatGPT and we were using it, and then it was like, oops, you're limited. You're going to have to wait your turn. It's going to do that again. But this 4.0 actually accepts longer and more higher volume content or information and instructions. It's faster. In fact, when I asked my community on Facebook, hey, what was the number one thing that surprises you about 4.0? Almost everybody, 99% of the folks that were in there said the speed. It is super fast. It works really quickly. The other thing is that You may, if you go to free instead of premium, you may lose out on the visual aspect of what this thing can do. And I'm going to talk about that. Yes, Stacy, thank you. I wish, you know what I need to do with these comments? I'm going to fix something real quick. I'm going to see if I can fix it because it's shrinking everyone. There we go. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Yeah, there's so much. And to me too, it has been worth the $20. It's been worth the $20 a month for me. And I'm just going to keep it with the $20 a month because I want the speed, I want the access, I don't want to be restricted, and I want all the things. That's what I want. So I'm keeping my $20 a month. Yeah, and that's what I was trying to figure out this morning. Plus, yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence, definitely try it out with the free version because not everybody's going to need to put a whole bunch of time and effort into it. I use it daily, and so it does matter to me to have the access. And with this one, it now takes 3 different aspects of data. With 4.0, it now can intake voice, text, and vision. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So when you look at the demos online, what you're going to see is that, and I'll try to show you in a minute. I'm going to talk to it and see if you can hear it. I'm going to try to connect my iPhone in a second. But it collects information from all 3 of those dimensions. So what it can do is literally see whatever you're showing it. It can't do that just yet, but that's coming. It can see, it can use your voice instructions, and it can take in text instructions and give you more comprehensive answers with newer data than what it gave us before. So previously it was limited to, there was a few years old information. Now it's being brought up to speed, up to date. Enhanced understanding, multimodal capabilities, that's the text, voice data, text, voice, and vision. Increased customizability, and they say ethical AI use. I'm not sure I know what that means just yet. We're going to have to keep thinking about that. Yeah, I like what you're saying, Marie. I always tell people to use it free and then decide if they are hitting limits. If you're hitting limits and you want to think about it. And I know, okay, I'm going to put up my friends, John and Dan. I'm allergic to AI, but you do you. And then Dan said, I've never used ChatGPT and proud of it. Look, I'm going to tell you what, I'm using the heck out of it because it exists, it's there, it's a tool. It's not going to be the end all, and it's not going to start taking over what I know, what my experience is, but it absolutely has enhanced it and saved a ton of time for me. So each of us has to make our own decision. You got to be an individual and make a decision about what works for you. Eileen, good to see you. Yes. Okay. And Stacy said this. The $20 a month version is giving me access to ChatGPT through other apps, but the 4.0 has not and 3.5 does not. Okay, that is good to know. Tech Troublemaker says this is Roy. The memory feature remembers things you told it. It knows and remembers I am on YouTube and about my channel. Same. The voice feature is fun. So look, when I spoke to my ChatGPT mobile app earlier today, and I said, hey, I'm going to be doing a demo live, and I want to talk about you on my live stream. Can you help me create one? And so she, because my voice is a she on here, was like, sure, what do you want me to do? And so I gave her some instructions. So we're going to see if she follows these. I'm going to just test this out right now. It was so much fun, y'all. Oh, I love being in this age of tech. It's so much fun. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my ChatGPT bot on the mobile app. She knows everything there is about my business because I fed into her. I've trained a specific bot named Gail. Some of you who were at the eCam Leap event, you got to meet Gail. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can find what I put in here. And hopefully you can hear this too. Let's try it. Okay, this is going to be fun. Now, I need you to tell me in the chat if you can hear her because I'm going to play her from my iPhone and I'm going to show her from my iPhone, okay? All right. So this is Chatty, and she did a couple of things for me. So let's see. Hey, ChatGPT. I am on my live stream right now and I'm doing this demo. So I wanted you to go ahead and help me with that demo like we talked about earlier.
Fantastic. Let's get started. What would you like to demo first? The conversational style, audio integration, or the image generation?
Okay, I'm going to pause because I want to make sure y'all could hear her. Could you hear her? Let me know in the comments. And if not, I'll put her up to the microphone. But I think I have playthrough on my iPhone. Yes. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is so much fun. All right, so let's start with conversational style first.
Great choice. To demonstrate the conversational style, you can ask me a few questions on any topic. Let's start with something simple. Go ahead and ask me anything, and I'll respond in a natural conversational manner.
Okay, so look, I wanted to tell people a little bit of information about my 4 content pillars. Can you share a little bit about that?
Of course, you have 6 main content pillars that guide your strategy. 1. Content branding stream. This involves creating a strong and consistent brand identity that resonates with your audience. 2. Content planning stream. Here, you align your content with business goals, ensuring everything you produce serves a purpose. 3. Content creation stream. This is all about producing high-quality content that engages and informs your audience. 4. Content distribution stream. This focuses on optimizing how and where you share your content to reach the widest possible audience. Content repurposing stream. This involves reusing your existing content in new ways to maximize its value. 6. Content monetization stream. This pillar is about converting your engagement and content into tangible business results. Each of these streams plays a crucial role in your overall content strategy.
Okay, y'all. So she actually talked about the 6 streams of content that I recently converted over to. I used to have 4 content pillars and now we have 6 streams, and I trained her around my structure and my strategy and how I'm building courses and curriculum around all of this. So she just walked you through all 6 of those based on the information that she knows about me and about my business. Okay, so let's try something else. Thanks so much. Can you go to the second part of the demo and help me to demonstrate what else you can do?
Sure thing. Next up, let's talk about how I can help with audio integration. Imagine you're working on a podcast or an audio script. I can help you brainstorm, draft, and refine your scripts. For example, here's a short script you could use for your podcast intro. Welcome to Stream Like a Boss TV, where we dive into the latest in content creation, marketing strategies, and AI innovations. I'm Your Name, and today we'll explore how AI can transform your content workflow. From generating ideas to creating stunning visuals and engaging scripts, stay tuned as we uncover the potential of AI tools like ChatGPT 4.0. This shows how I can help you create engaging and well-structured content for your audio projects. Would you like to move on to the image generation part of the demo now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the image or do the image generation demo. That would be really cute.
Perfect. Earlier, we generated a vibrant thumbnail image for your live stream show, Stream Like a Boss TV. This image features a confident host with a microphone, surrounded by icons of AI, text, images, and audio waves, set against a dynamic background with bold colors. To demonstrate this live, you can show your audience the thumbnail image we created. Here it is. Show the generated thumbnail image. This showcases how AI can create visually appealing graphics based on detailed descriptions, making it easier to produce professional-looking visuals for your content. Is there anything else you'd like to cover, or any additional questions from your audience?
Yeah, I want you to actually create a different thumbnail, and can you have it with a middle-aged African-American woman with a short, spiky haircut as the center of the thumbnail.
Here's the updated thumbnail image featuring a confident, middle-aged African-American woman with a short, spiky haircut holding a microphone. This image should help highlight the versatility of AI in creating personalized and professional visuals for your content. If you have any more requests or questions from your audience, just let me know. You can check out the images in our conversation history.
All right, thanks so much. Look, y'all, that's crazy. Can you imagine? Okay, look, so I used to have to hire out different individuals to do different parts of work. Now I've been able to create various AI agents, one for copywriting, one for graphic design, one for video scripting. You can do so much with this. So when I tell you that there is opportunity for you to save time, to save money, and to really get creative, to creatively express yourself in ways that you just haven't been able to before, at least on an affordable level, this is just a game changer. I just gave you a little taste of what I was just able to do by talking to my phone. Now, when they actually integrate the whole video aspect of this, the visual aspect of it, which you'll see demos if you go online and go onto the OpenAI site, you can see that. It's a little scary to me, honestly, but at the same time, it's here. So we need to leverage the tools that we have at our disposal to really make it work in a positive way. Because Lord knows there's going to be some people that are bad actors that are out there using it too. Now, if you have concerns about privacy and all of those other things, I get it. This is a personal decision you're going to have to make to use these different types of tools. But know that it's not going away, it's here. And it's pretty much integrated into just about everything we do. So, personally, I have decided I'm going to learn it. I'm going to use it for making sure that I build a business that is sustainable and that's here for the long term. And I'm even going to teach some components of how to actually leverage this stuff in a positive way to be able to create a business that you enjoy and not have to be in it all the time. That's like a dream for me. So I do love it. Let's see. Yes, Stacey, you have 5 GPTs built and you're keeping 4. Yep. I've got several agents, and I use something called Cascade right now, which I definitely am going to be doing a review on soon so that you can see how I'm using that. ChatGPT creates thumbnails, and then I add layers in Canva to personalize it. Yes. Okay, so here's something, because some of you were like, oh, yeah, that thumbnail isn't great, which it isn't great, in my opinion. I would probably not use either one of the thumbnails that they created, except for this. One of the things that I see is that that's going to continue to morph and improve. The second thing is you can use Canva even before they had their fancy upgrades that we talked about. You can use Canva very easily to edit these images. What you're going to do is you're going to upload the image and you're going to use the Magic Suite that's in Canva. So you can grab, there's one Magic Suite feature as an app called Grab Text. And that will help you to fix any text in those images, because usually AI does a horrible job of spelling words. But you can grab the text and fix that and edit it. The other thing you can do, which I've done, is you can actually you can grab the image and put your own self into the image. I've done that multiple times. I've done that a lot for my App Therapy Club podcast. Let me see if I can find a thumbnail for you so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, there is opportunity here. Now, Taja AI, T-A-J-I, crap, T-A-J-A AI, Taja. They have a tool that's built in. Not only do they SEO, optimize your description, your tag, and your titles for your YouTube video, but they also can generate thumbnails that look similar to what you saw there. I do have the founder coming on here within the next couple of weeks. Ibrahim will be coming on to talk about Taja, so that's going to be really exciting. But let me see if I can find really fast one of the images that I created, and I added my own AI generated image. So it did look like me, but I leveraged the background, which I thought was bright and vibrant and something that was fun for me to use. There are so many different things y'all can do with this, and I'm not doing a whole class on it today because I just really wanted to give you updates on these things we're talking about. But know that there are things that are possible, okay? There's a lot of possibilities with this thing. Okay, so I am looking to see, yeah, here's one. Here, I'll show you this one. So this was one that I think it was Taja created. I'm going to show you the share screen. Taja created the actual background, so all of this right here, but I had an AI image of myself, so I uploaded my own images, and then I created an AI generated version of me, and I popped that into this thumbnail, and it became the thumbnail for one of my App Therapy Club podcast episodes. So you get to marry, you were asking or mentioning something in there, Roy, about one day you hope you can add your own photos. Well, you can. If you go and you use Canva and grab the image that they're using as the key person, remove that, and then add yourself in there. Maybe I need to do a video on that. I'll think about doing that. But that will help you to be able to use your own images. You can even put like a real image of yourself in there if you choose to do that. You know, you remove the background like we do for our thumbnails today and do that. A lot of their images right now look the same. I suspect that will change over time. Yeah, ready to use ChatGPT to make B-roll. Okay, web video. I'm late. What was that? I was sharing a demo of the ChatGPT mobile app, and I was sharing that it can create thumbnails right now. Yeah, and John, that's what I just said. Yeah, I have some of the AI generated backgrounds with my real image on those. I don't love them because frankly, I still am old school in some ways, and I still love real images for thumbnails today, but I can see the beauty in the creativity for some people, and depending on your brand, in mixing it up a bit, right? I can see you putting yourself, for instance, in a beach setting because it's summer and you're getting ready for live stream summer school, right? I can see doing those type of things, and that would be really super creative and fun. Yeah, and I agree with you, web video. That's the problem. Yep, all the AI generated images have the same look. Now, one thing I've been really experimenting with is Midjourney and giving it more specific instructions so that it really has that hyper realistic look. Because I've been designing out, I have a client who asked me to design rooms for her on Go Brunch. And so I am creating different hyper-realistic images using Midjourney for that, and it's been super awesome. Like, they look like they're real videos, right? So I think there's some things happening that over time will improve. I prefer the real videos as well. I know, Scott, I'm not there right now with using AI videos. I just don't want to. And here's what I think. I think right now, and to Marie's point, let me pop that up. They do have a fake look. They have a fake look. I think this is going to depend on your brand. Let me say this. Okay, so you think about your brand and what's at the core of that, your values, right? So we talked about Canva and how they showcased and demonstrated in real time what their brand values are. For me, one of my brand values is authenticity, honesty, yes, creative expression, but also I want people to really get to know me. I want us to communicate on a real person-to-person level. That's why I love doing live streaming, because I can talk to you in real time, and we're having these conversations right now, and you're commenting and I'm commenting back, and we're having, like, this is real. And so I don't ever want to get away from that aspect of my business. So I don't suspect that I'll be using a whole lot of AI generated visuals for my Stream Like a Boss TV, but I can see that there's some creative purposes that maybe it may be used for to integrate through some of my branding later on down the road. It needs to be differentiated for me. And I still will have my face on my thumbnails and the face of my guest, because I think that that enhances trust and credibility that I am who I say I am and that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. Yeah, and Marie says, I don't like the AI voices right now, at least the cheap and free ones. Now, I've used play.ht. If any of you have heard my podcast over at App Therapy Club or on Substack, I've used play.ht to create an intro and an outro for my podcast, and it actually sounded pretty realistic. But it's still not quite to where I think a human voice still has that vibrato, and it has that bass in it, and it has that authenticity to it that I don't think you'll be able to get from AI for a long time. And because some of you also know I've been taking voice acting classes because I'm thinking about doing something in that space. That'll be like my fourth career. What I have noticed in that space is that there still is a need and a desire for real human voices and real human emotion and all the different layers that we can bring to our conversation when we speak. And that, I don't know that that's going to go away anytime in the near future. And I don't really want it to, because I still want to talk to real people. If that's you, then, hey, I think we're in for a long ride before it ever turns into all AI. When you can't go to Paris, AI can take you there. Yep. There are some things. John, it's cold there. Is it freezing? Dang it. Because, yeah, we're just now hitting summer, and it's not going to be pretty from what I can see. When you can't go to Paris. That doggone Dan. You're such a mess. General advice for everyone. Don't damage the trust people have put in you. I agree. Human-to-human interaction is important, and it kills me that I'm the introvert who says that. Well, John, you and I, we're alike in that we both are introverts, and we both have said that multiple times over and over again. So I want you all to think about AI as an enhancement. It should not take over. I've said this enough times, so I'm not going to beat that, to a pulp on this show. But I will just say that it's important to really create real relationships. And right now, we need that more than ever. You see my love sign back there? It's because I believe that we need more of that. It's because there's never going to be a bot or artificial intelligence that's going to give us that. We need to have human-to-human, heart-to-heart connection, and being able to form and create communities of people who care about each other, support each other. You may not even think exactly alike, but you support that each other has different values and views and perspectives. You can debate and do it in a nice and friendly way and not have hatred for each other. I think those are important things that we cannot forget, because right now we are heading in a downward spiral in society. If you think about it, with some of the things that we see out there, what we're drawn to and attracted to, what we allow into our headspace. And so I feel like there is a reason for us to continue to have people speak. And at the same time, we can leverage tools as they are meant to be used, as tools, not to take over, but as tools. Think about it. You can use a hammer for a number of different purposes. They can be nefarious purposes, or they can be simply because you need to put a nail, into the wall so that you can hang that beautiful picture you've been saying you're going to hang for the last 2 to 3 years. That's a note to my husband. But there are tools, and these are tools that we're talking about when it comes to AI. Yeah, web video. It can help you to automate workflows. You can talk to it and say, hey, here's my standard operating procedures. You can speak it out loud. You can even use tools like Floik, Floik. There's a couple of them that are out on AppSumo right now that will take what you're doing already, your repetitive task, and turn them into, with the help of AI, turn them into documented workflows that now you can then hand off to your assistant or your admin so that they can do them for you, or you can hire and outsource someone to do things in the manner in which you would have done it. So that stuff exists right now. It's bomb. I know. Does AI take notes in the email? No, he does not pay attention. He is not online. That man works so much. I can say everything I want, unless one of y'all is going to call him and tell him 13 hours ahead. He is just not going to care. Actually, I told him to his face. Thank you, Michelle. I do need him to hang this picture. Look, let me tell y'all, I'm going to say this real quick and then we'll get ready to wrap. I am the short one in my family. So I was trying, it took me an hour to hang this light. I had a light bulb that went out in my closet, my walk-in closet, and I couldn't see. And that's like one of the rooms that I frequent the most. And I'm short, and everybody else is tall. And so I was a little whiny and complainy yesterday. And I finally got this chair, which was pretty dangerous. I got this tall chair, and I stood on that and changed the light bulb. So there's some things AI can't do. You still have to do for yourself. Anyway, y'all. Yeah, let's recap real fast what we talked about. I'll do that really quickly for you. And if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave them. I did not intend to be on today, but I felt like this was easier for us to connect and to share with each other some of the trends and things that I saw this week. I'm not promising to go live every Friday, but maybe I'll do it every other Friday or something if you enjoyed today. So if you enjoyed it, I want you to go ahead and like this video. Make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe, and share with a friend. If you haven't liked it already, make sure you do that. I will go ahead and quickly go through. So we talked about the Canva Create launch breakdown. Genius. Please go watch it. Just go to your Canva account. You'll see it, and you'll also see the tip on accessing the portal that I told you to go find. We talked about the Facebook Live update for pages and professional profiles. What a professional profile is, by the way, y'all, is if you have a personal profile on Facebook and you've converted it into professional mode. If it's giving you that access and you turned it on, that's what we're talking about, okay? So there are restrictions now in that you need to have an account that's 60 days old at least, and you need to have a minimum of 100 followers. And there's one other piece of criteria you're going to want to read about. The third thing we talked about is TikTok, and I gave you a heads up on that unboxing thing because my friend Doc Rock, he was irritated, and I was too for him because it was suggesting that he was selling something that was not in their store, and it gave him a warning. So just watch for that if you're doing lives on TikTok. And then finally, we did a breakdown of the ChatGPT 4.0, and I did a little bit of a demo from my phone so that you can see what that looked like. So I hope that was fun for you. It was fun for me. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, y'all. Please take care of yourselves. I'm going to try to get a little rest myself over the next few days. Next week, Thursday, we do have my dear friend who is an attorney in the intellectual property space, and she's going to come on and drop some wisdom for us. There was a conversation that took place in my Facebook feed a while ago, and everybody was like, yeah, we need to know the legal answer to this. Well, she's coming to give us some legal answers to a few things related to intellectual property, AI. If you got questions, come bring them, because she's going to be good. I can't wait. And you have an excellent weekend too, John. Thank you for coming today. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you for being here and for hanging out. And if you're watching the replay, just type in #replay so I can acknowledge if you have any comments or questions as well. Take care. We will see you next time. And That's it. That's all I got.